had a TPT gate cheating issue that made us, but we're gonna Brandon, if you buzz in on something that we really think you shouldn't know, we're gonna suspect that you Googled it.
I like that. I think that's perfect.
We're gonna be like, no, Brandon wouldn't know that.
Yeah, that's perfect. Well, you can expect that I won't buzz in on much. What's the game code?
489.
489.
You have to log in too. We don't see you on the buzzers.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Rochelle, either one of you actually.
Yeah, sometimes your name drops off if you're using a tablet or your phone if it falls asleep, but you're still able to buzz. So, and
am I able to unmute from the buzzer screen?
I don't think the buzzer has anything to do with Zoom and muting.
No, got it. All right. Thank you, Catherine.
Ethan, we're broadcasting, so whenever you're ready, and Brandon, can you buzz in so we can make sure your buzzer's working? There we go. Everybody mute, please, except for Ethan.
Cool. So happy Friday. We're here. This is a fun match. I don't think I've been able to host either of your teams so far this tournament, but now I get to right now. So we are in I think you're the last two undefeated teams standing, if I'm correct, right? No losses on either side. The good thing about that is I don't get to send either of you home forever today. You'll get another chance as one of these teams lose. So that's good. You all know the rules, but for those people at home, a quick rundown again. We'll go through 5 questions in 6 categories in round 1, and then 5 questions in 6 quick categories in round 2. They will be increasing point values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 in round 2. As we go through the rounds, a good reminder that you can answer no more than 2 times in a specific category. So again, if you buzzed in more than once, if you buzzed in 2 times, one of the things I always recommend, and you all probably have your own way of doing it, but putting your hands up so that you can remind the rest of the people on your team and remind us that you can no longer buzz. At the end, if a team answers incorrectly, the other team will have a chance to steal and to answer to discuss as a team and come up with an answer. Who's team captaining today?
I guess I will captain for the Honeymooners.
Okay, John. And for 6 people?
I'll do it.
Okay, Miriam. So John and Miriam, got it. Thank you for making that quick. So we'll turn it to you to give the final answer. Again, you only have about 10 seconds to confer, and then I'll ask you for an answer, provide your answer, or you can choose to pass. If you provide an answer, you still lose the points that are wagered for that question. That's most of the rules, right? I think I can get through them quickly. You all know them. Questions before we get started? Remember, surprise substitutions. We'll occasionally have a surprise substitution. That comes up, I'll announce it. The dancing taco will make an appearance. That's the signal. I don't know Bob's song, so I can't sing it. So keep an eye out for the dancing taco in the case of a surprise substitution. All right, 7 seconds for questions. Do you have any questions to go?
They're all pros. They know everything. So.
I know. Just make sure to manage your muting correctly throughout this. I know that there's a lot of buttons that you have to hit. Stay on mute, come off of mute once I announce your name, or if you choose to come off of mute to debate, or just let me know. Okay, so let's get started. Hi again. I'm excited about it. There's something else I was going to tell you. I forgot. I'm sure I have the microphone for the next 45 minutes, so I can remember. I'll tell you. All right. So round 1. Before we start, give yourselves a big, quick stretch. Work the nerves out. I know this is a high stakes matchup. Stretch your buzzer fingers. Some of these buzzer finger stretches. Right, buzzer. Got it. Okay. Round 1 is beginning. For round 1, 6 categories. We're going to start with the first category in the first round with our 1-point question, all kinds of ones. First category is called I'm dating myself. I'm dating myself. We're going to see some trivia about some things that are outdated. I'm dating myself, right? See how this works? 1-point questions, fingers on buzzers. I swear I saw Dag Hammarskjöld in Times Square. He's the top man in this organization. I swear I saw Dag Hammarskjöld in Times Square, he's the top man in this nearby organization. Brandon.
The UN?
The UN is correct for the first blood drawn and 1 point. Nice work, Brandon. 2 point question, 2 points in, I'm dating myself. Are you going to the Cannes Film Festival? Make sure you've got plenty of these. Made the monetary unit over there in 1795. Gene.
Francs.
Francs. Francs is correct for 2 points. Nice work, Gene. 3 point question in, I'm dating myself. And hey, already it's time for the dancing taco. Dancing taco, dancing taco. Surprise substitution, dancing taco. All right, surprise substitution right off the bat. We got to jump out of the I'm dating myself category for one question and one question only from another category. And that category is literary title characters. Literary title characters, still for 3 points. Hands on buzzers. He gave his horse a name that partly means nag in Spanish. The name he gave himself refers to a piece of armor. He gave his horse a name that partly means nag in Spanish. The name he gave himself refers to a piece of armor. Miriam.
Don Quixote?
Don Quixote is correct for 3 points. Nice work, Miriam. Don Quixote. Very well done. All right, that was our surprise substitution. We are jumping back to I'm dating myself for 4 points. This company gave the first email capability for PC users, and they'll rule the internet for decades. Gene.
CompuServe?
CompuServe is the company that is correct for 4 points. Nice work, Gene. And yeah, hands up, you're out.
Can I ask a quick question? This is showing 0, 0. What is it? What should I do? I am buzzing. Okay, that's weird.
You can go out of it and go back in, and it'll say rejoin game.
Okay. Well, what's the code? 489.
You shouldn't have to do that. You should just be able to click rejoin game.
Well, that didn't come up as an option. Let's see if this works. Okay,
You're back.
I'm back. I'm muted.
All right. Technicals figured out. 5 point question, 5 points. I'm dating myself. Last question in the category, hands on buzzers. I'm excited about this political magazine with Cindy Crawford as Washington. Miriam.
George.
George is the magazine. Nice work for the big 5 point question. Well done in the category. Stuart K. The score is 14-1. Not surprised we're not going to get a lot of missed questions here in this group, but 14-1 for the Stuart K. Memorial team, and 1 point for the Honeymooners. 4-letter words. 4-letter words is going to be our second category. Keep your minds out of the gutter. These are good 4-letter words, but 4-letter words nonetheless. All right, first question for 1 point in our second category of 4-letter words. A rug with a thick pile, or to chase and catch fly balls. John.
Shag.
Shag is correct. I should center this question in front of me. Nice work. Shag is the 4-letter word we were looking for. Oh, that could be less than proper 4-letter word. All right, 4-letter word for 2 points. 4-letter words. This negative verb is found in for he's a jolly good fellow. Gene.
Deny.
Deny is the 4-letter word, which nobody can deny. Nice work for 2 points. 3 point question, 3 point question in 4-letter words, hands on buzzers. An eft is the juvenile terrestrial stage of this amphibian. And Miriam.
A newt.
A newt. An eft is a juvenile newt. Nice work for 3 points, Miriam. 4 point question, 4 points in 4-letter words. The name of this central part of a church comes from the Latin for Rochelle.
Nave.
Careful on it, right? But nave is correct for 4 points. Comes from the Latin for ship, a reference to its shape. A couple 4-letter words inside of a church, but nave is the correct one. Nice work for 4 points. 5-point question, 5 points in 4-letter words. This powerful engine from Dodge gets its name from the Gene.
It's a Hemi engine.
A Hemi engine is the correct 4-letter word. It gets its name from the half-sphere shape of the combustion chamber. Those are fun words to say in that order. End of category 2. It is 24-6. 24-6 for Stuart K's versus the Honeymooners. Tighten it up a little bit. Still many a category left to go in this high-stakes game of TPT. Third category. These clues are going to go pretty quick. The category is middle names. I'm going to give you a person. You're going to tell me their middle name. Straightforward enough. 1-point question coming up. Hands on buzzers. Actress Jennifer Hewitt. Gene.
Love.
Jennifer Love Hewitt. That's great for 1 point. If you've ever heard her Big in Japan single, Let's Go Bang, it's a really, really great song by Jennifer Love Hewitt. She was a huge pop star there. 2-point question. 2-point question in middle names. The romantic Percy Shelley. Melanie.
I have no idea how to pronounce it. I've only ever seen it written, but it's Baish. I think that's how you say it.
I'll
So
accept
I
it.
didn't want to buzz in.
You know, we're doing the same thing, right? Me, I'm like, how do I say it? I've seen it written down a million times on books. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, BYSSHE. Nice job for 2 points. I'm glad you put yourself out there. 3-point question, 3 points in middle names. Fur magnet and dynasty founder John Astor. John.
Jacob.
John Jacob, not only a Jingleheimer Schmidt, but John Jacob Astor is correct for 3 points. 4-point question in middle names. Abolitionist William Garrison. John.
Lloyd.
William Lloyd Garrison. Nice job for 4 points. You're out. And our 5-point question, big point question here in middle names. Tell Peter Tchaikovsky the news. Gene.
Ilyich. It's not technically a middle name, but Ilyich.
Ilyich is the middle name that we were looking for here. Way to get technical. Peter Ilyich Tchaikovsky is correct for 5 points. Love it. Nice job. That's 3 categories through, and I think we got all of the questions so far. Scores 32-13 halfway through the first round. All right, so we did middle names. We did 4-letter words. We did, I'm dating myself. What do we got next? We'll switch it up for those of you who like this category. Sports venues. Sports venues. Sports venues. I see some grimaces and some smiles. A 1-point question. Unfortunately for the Mets, on September 28th, 2008, the Marlins beat them 4-2 in the last game played here. Gene.
Shea Stadium.
Shea Stadium. I saw you hanging on every word until we got to what we were looking for. Shea Stadium is correct for 1 point. 2-point question. Hands on buzzers. Prior to becoming the New England Patriots, the Boston Patriots played their home games at Melanie.
Fenway.
Fenway Park is the ballpark where they played their home games. Nice work, Melanie. 3-point question, sports venues. John L. Sullivan was the first heavyweight champ to box in this original venue. In 1971, Joe Frazier beat Ali there. John.
Madison Square Garden.
Madison Square Garden is correct for 3 points. The original Madison Square Garden. 4-point question, 4 points. It's hosted 2 Olympic Games, 2 Super Bowls, and 1 World. Melanie.
The Coliseum. I mean, the one in LA, obviously, not the one in,
I would have accepted it as the Coliseum, but the LA one is the correct one, not the one in Rome, for 4 points. Nice job, Melanie. 5-point question, big points here in sports venues. In the beginning, this team iced the puck at the Border Cities Arena in Windsor. Then for 50, Miriam.
Red Wings. Detroit.
The Detroit Red Wings with good old Gordie Howe is correct for 5 points. Then for 50 years at Olympia Stadium. Way to go on sports venues. We got 4 categories down. Lots of right answers. Score is 44-16. Honeymooners, shake out some of that, some of those nerves. Get your buzzers going. All right. 2 categories left to go. Our next category is called Triple the Fun. Triple the Fun. These are about things that come in threes. In many cases, I will need you to name all 3 of the things. Okay. Give you the heads up. Triple the Fun. 1 point question. These are the home building materials of the 3 little pigs in the Disney version. Brandon.
Straw, wood, and brick.
Straw, wood, and brick is correct for 1 point.
Would Brandon really know the answer to that one?
I think so. I think so.
I think that was a quick Googling. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
It's not kids.
All right, triple the fun. Triple the fun for 2 points. Hands on buzzers. Columbus's 3 ships in 1490. Rochelle.
The Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria.
That is correct for 2 points. We're getting some things people learn quite young here in Triple the Fun. But let's see if we can triple the fun in a 3-point question. These are the 3 types of events in the Ironman triathlon. These, Travis.
That is swim, bike, and run.
Swim, bike, and run is correct for 3 points. Good work, Travis. 4-point question, triple the fun, hands on buzzers. On the East Coast, tri-state area often refers to this trio, the Gene.
New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut.
The 3rd, 5th, and 11th to join the Union, New Jersey, New York, or New Jersey, Connecticut, and New York. Nice job for 4 points. And our last triple question for 5 points. The triple bottom line concept urges companies to be successful, caring, and green. Profit, people, and this P. The triple bottom line concept urges companies to be successful, caring, and green. Profit, people, and this P. 5 seconds. Time. Oh, finally got a stumper here. It took us 5 categories. It's profit, people, and planet. Planet is the 3rd P. Makes sense if we're trying to be successful, caring, and green. All right, scores 51-19. 51-19. All right, finally, we want you to name the play in this next category. And the category is rarely quoted Shakespearean dialogue. We are all over the map here today. Rarely quoted Shakespearean dialogue. All right, I'll tell you who said it, when, and what they said. So that's a lot of info. Let's see how this works with the 1-point question. Polonius, Act 2, Scene, Rochelle.
Hamlet.
Polonius screams Hamlet. Hamlet is correct for 1 point. Wherefore should you do this? That's the rarely quoted Shakespearean dialogue from Polonius, Act 2, Scene 1. 2-point question. Ariel, Act 1, Scene 2. Rochelle.
A Midsummer Night's Dream.
That is incorrect. I'm going to take away 2 points from the Honeymooners, and I will pass it to the other team. Let me read it for you one more time before you discuss. All right, you can discuss as a team, and then the Miriam can answer.
Ariel's in The Tempest.
+1, or is that +2 for us, Ethan? We're going to go with The Tempest. Final answer.
The Tempest is correct for 2 points. Nice work. You get 3 points subtracted for interrupting me, but I will not hold it against you for very long. Just until
I won't do it again. I promise.
All right. Rarely quoted Shakespearean dialogue for 3 points. Let's go. Second Capulet, Act 1, Miriam.
Romeo and Juliet.
Romeo and Juliet is where we'll find Second Capulet. In Act 1, Scene 5, say, his son is 30. An important line from Romeo and Juliet. Rarely quoted Shakespearean dialogue, 4 points, hands on buzzers. Goneril, Act 2. Melanie.
King Lear.
King Lear is correct for 4 points. I'm not going to get to read any of these, am I? At your choice, sir. And it's okay to interrupt me to answer the question. Right? 5-point question. 5 points in rarely quoted Shakespearean dialogue. Our last question of this round. Cassio, Act 1. Melanie.
Othello.
Othello is correct for 5 points. You know your Shakespeare. And it's Cassio, no, not Cassius.
That's
nice.
why they put me on this team, honestly, is for Shakespeare. So, yeah. That's what I brought to the team.
Yeah, that is me and African geography, but there is no African geography in that round, sorry. We are done with round 1 with only 1 interruption. And the score is 65-18. Stuart K's really off to a hot start. Honeymooners are going to have to, the honeymoon may be over if we get it's double elimination. But in this match, if you don't bring it for these double points in round 2. Remember, in round 2, our point values are doubled. My patience is halved. And we are here to have a good time with the 6 remaining categories. Category number 1 in round, a quick stretch again. I know you guys need it. This has been high-paced excitement. All right. Category 1 in our double round is called "I'm Dating Myself." Wait, that was a category we already had. It's a different type of "I'm dating myself," but we'll see how this one comes together with the 2-point question first in "I'm dating myself." For 2 points. I have teriyaki steak prepared just for me at my table in this restaurant founded by Rocky Jean.
Benihana.
Benihana is correct. A weird way to get there, but Benihana is correct for 2 points. Also a triple stumper on Jeopardy. Rocky Aoki was the name of giving. I'm dating myself for 4 points. All by itself, the calla this makes a nice bouquet. Oh, I shouldn't have. Miriam.
The lily.
The calla lily is correct for 4 points. Weird clues, not some obvious answers. 6-point question, 6 points in I'm dating myself. Safe rock climbing requires a partner. Rock hounding, also called this, I can do solo. Gene.
Collecting.
Rock collecting is correct for 6 points, also called rock hounding. The other triple stumper in this category, Gene, so you're really pulling above your weight here. Nice job, you're out there for the rest of it. I'm dating myself for 8 points. Hands up, buzzers. On a night of this Afro-Cuban based dancing, I specialize in solos called shines. Melanie.
Salsa dancing?
Salsa dancing is correct for 8 points. I also would have accepted the rumba. This with your hands. Anyway, correct for 8 points. Nice job. 10-point question. 10 points in. I'm dating myself. I like to take me for a ride in my cree-cree, a 1-seat type of this, 13 feet long. I like to take me for a ride in my cree-cree, cree-cree, a 1-seat type of this, 13 feet long. 5 seconds. Time. Also triple stumper. An airplane is a single seat, 13-foot long airplane. Well, now that we've enjoyed dating ourselves, we are done with both variations of that category. 5 more categories to go. Score is 85-18. Category number 2 in.
Hey, Ethan, I don't know if you can see Melanie. She's waving her hand for something.
I didn't want to interrupt again, but I don't get it. What did that category have to do with dating myself? Can someone explain it to me?
They're about going on single dates, going to a steak restaurant by yourself, getting flowers for yourself, rock climbing by yourself. I don't know what it was about. It was a weird category.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah. You can enjoy the other 5 categories then.
Thank you for answering.
You're welcome. Category 2 in round 2, starting with 2-point question, is languages. Languages. Hands on buzzers. Russian is an official language of Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, and this nation, once known as Byelorussia. Gene.
Belarus.
Belarus is good old White Russia, Byelorussia. Nice job for 2 points. 4-point question, 4 points in languages. This Chinese tongue is spoken by more than 1 billion people. Gene.
Mandarin.
Mandarin is the correct Chinese tongue. Nice job for 4 points, and you're out. 6-point question. 6-point question coming up in languages. With around 180 million speakers worldwide, it's the official language of 8 countries, including 3 former colonies, Angola, Mozambique. Russell.
Portuguese.
Portuguese is correct for 6 points. Equatorial Guinea was the other one I was going to give you. Angola, Mozambique. The other 5 countries you probably name, Brazil, I don't know. 8-point question, 8 points in languages, hands on buzzers. Frisian, a Germanic language, is spoken in 3 areas, each with its own dialect, along the coast of this sea. Melanie.
The North Sea.
The North Sea is the correct sea. Nice job.
Don't scare me like that.
I could tell there was a little hesitation in your voice. I thought I could get you back. 10-point question, 10 points. Big points here in languages, hands on buzzers. The Colorado language is spoken by around 2,000 people in the jungle west of this capital of Ecuador. Russell.
Quito.
Quito is the capital of Ecuador. Nice job for the 10 points. Way to go, Russell. Picking up some big points in languages. How many languages do you speak, Russell? The score is 99 to 34. 99 to 34. Tightened up a bit. We still got 4 categories with lots of points left to go, and a good mix. I really like this double Jeopardy round. Our next category is songs about girls. Songs about girls. 2-point question. 2 points. Hands on buzzers. Oh, daddy dear, you know you're still number 1, sang Cyndi Lauper in this Miriam.
Girls just want to have fun.
Girls just want to have fun is correct. Really hard not to sing those.
You're welcome for me not doing that, by the way.
Thank you so much. 4-point question. 4 points in songs about girls. Van Morrison wistfully recalled, Rochelle.
Brown-eyed girl.
Brown-eyed girl is correct for 4 points. Making love in the green grass behind the stadium with you. This title female, the brown-eyed girl. 6-point question. This single-named singer, a girl from Barbados, had a Gene.
Gotta be Rihanna.
It's actually Rihanna. I'll still give you the points, but look it up. There's an interview with her where she explains that her name is actually Rihanna. Fun fact. 6 points, but nice job. She is the only girl in the world, is the song she sang. 8-point question, 8 points in songs about girls. In 1983, Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney duetted Don't Waste Your Time Because the Doggone This. John.
Girl Is Mine.
Because the doggone girl is mine. Nice work for 8 points. 10-point question. 10 points in songs about girls. Appropriately, the 2011 film Rio featured the 1960s hit about the girl from this, Melanie.
Ipanema.
You're waiting for it as a clue, right? The girl from Ipanema goes walking. Nice work for the 10 points. Way to go. Score is 117 to 46. Honeymooners trying to edge their way back in, but they keep falling further apart. All right, we still got 3 more categories though. Still a bunch of points or something. I can't do the math, but Gene can. There's still points to go. Our 4th category in the second half of round 2 is North to Alaska. North to Alaska. Let's all put on our parkas and head up to Alaska. 2-point question, 2 points. Fairbanks hosts one of the world's biggest competitions in sculpting this material. Gene.
The ice sculpting.
Ice sculpting is the answer to that question. Nice work for 2 points. 4-point question, north to Alaska. Like Tallahassee, Florida, Alaska's capital of Juneau is located in a strip of land called this. Gene.
Panhandle.
It is in the panhandle of Alaska, much as Tallahassee is in the panhandle of Florida. Nice work for the 4 points. And you're at 6-point question, 6 points in north to Alaska. This city on an island, now better, John.
I've got nothing. I buzzed in incorrectly.
Womp, 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 womp. We'll take away the 6 points. We'll throw it over to the Stuart K team. 6 points. Let me read it for you because you might want to know the rest of the thing on this side. This city on an island, now better known for a type of grizzly bear, was the capital of Russian Alaska.
That's got to be Kodiak.
Right. I have no idea if that was the capital, but that's a kind of bear. So
Sounds very correct. So we're gonna go with. I was going for a pun. Kodiak, final answer.
But you barely came up with one.
Kodiak is the correct city in Alaska. Somebody on the show said Sitka. They don't know anything. But Kodiak is correct for 6 points. Great job on the steal. Still 2 more questions of high value here. North to Alaska for 8 points. Alaska means mainland in the language of these natives who gave their, John.
Inuit.
Inuit is incorrect. Going to take away 8 points from the Honeymooners. I will read it one more time for the other team and let them check it out. Alaska means mainland in the language of these natives who gave their name to a long Alaskan island chain.
Well, it would have to be right, like the Eskimos or
No,
the
it's
Aleutians, right?
Aleutians.
Yeah,
Okay.
island chains, Aleutians.
Got to be one of those.
We're gonna go with Aleutians. Final answer.
Aleutians is accepted. They're actually the Aleuts, but the Aleutians are accepted for 8 points. Had to look that one up. Nice job.
We only need 100 points, guys. Come on.
I believe in you. Gonna take a bit. 10-point question. 10 points in north to Alaska. Hands on buzzers. Alaska's major river system. It flows in from that big Canadian territory next door. Miriam.
Yukon.
I don't know what this was, but Yukon is the river and the territory next
I
door.
always confuse the Northwest Territories and Yukon because I'm a bad Canadian.
Yukon is correct for 10 points. Nice work, Stuart K team throughout.
Wait a second. Are Canadians allowed to play TPT?
It's an international tournament.
I think I'm about to put a new rule in place.
In memory of Stuart.
I was just gonna say, Stuart, if Canadian.
Oh, right. All right, I'm just kidding.
I think you should be more concerned that Melanie looks like she's like one of those maniacal people stroking her cat as she's sitting in her large chair.
I just like to tell Brandon to start Googling.
I'm just,
Brandon,
my fingers aren't fast enough. It's not like I haven't been trying.
My cat is actually giving me all the answers. That's.
You got to be kidding me.
Huh. We're just gonna keep the animal puns going.
That should disqualify you, Gene, right there.
You know what?
Sorry.
You should all be disqualified for not letting me get through these last 2 categories. I'm not that mean. Just giving you a hard time. You've got 2 categories left though, and 10 questions. Our second to last category that we will work through right now is ballet. Ballet. No one
I'm sorry,
loves
my cat pulled out my earpiece. What was the category?
ballet.
Okay, thank you.
All right. 2-point question in ballet. Hands on buzzers. Fancy Free follows 3 of these on leave in New York City. Gene.
They're ballet dancers.
is incorrect. I'm going to take away 2 points from Eugene. Not from Eugene, but from you, comma, Gene. And I'll read it for the other team. You all can discuss. Fancy Free follows 3 of these on leave in New York City.
What do you think, sailors?
I'm thinking
Sailors.
It's
sailors.
gotta be sailors.
Yeah, at this point, we got to gamble.
Yeah, it's sailors.
Sailors, final answer.
Sailors is correct for 2 points. Somebody did ring in and say ballerinas in the actual game, but sailors are who are on leave in New York City. Nice job for the 2 point steal. Ooh. 4 points. 4-point question in ballet. Princess Aurora's christening is in Miriam.
Sleeping Beauty.
Her christening is not in Miriam, but it is in Sleeping Beauty. That is correct for 4 points. Nice job, Miriam. 6-point question. 6 points in ballet. Nijinsky's choreography and Stravinsky's score caused a riot at the 1913 Melanie.
The Rite of Spring, one of my favorites.
It is perfectly correct for 6 points. I believe that was an LSAT question, right? The Rite of Spring, right? Yeah, Eugene, right? We taught that for a good half a decade, if not more. 8-point question, 8 points in ballet. This ballet, choreographed by Agnes DeMille, is subtitled The Courting at Burnt Ranch. This ballet, choreographed by Agnes DeMille, is subtitled The Courting at Burnt Ranch. 5 seconds. Time. This was my pick of, if any question stumped any of you today, it might be this one.
This is
But somebody,
Oklahoma, right?
it is Rodeo. Rodeo is the name of the ballet. Rodeo. I didn't know it. So it's impossible you could have. 10-point question, 10 points in ballet. John, can you go back on mute? Thank you. 10-point question. Adolph Adams' masterpiece is the music for this 1841 ballet in which the title girl emerged from her grave to dance. Melanie.
Giselle.
Giselle is the correct one, and I like the pronunciation. For 10 points. Yeah, looking at the score, it is not looking good, Honeymooners. Not looking good. But we got one category left.
I think we were drinking too much on the honeymoon. Too many pina coladas in Hawaii.
The last category is the NHL. But before you get angry, it's in quotation marks. These are all words that start with an N, then have an H, and then have an L.
They were all cursing you out before that, by the way.
And that makes it better? Okay.
I was excited as a Canadian. Unfortunate.
See, the Canadian gives and the Canadian takes away. We have 5 questions in the N, H, L, N, then H, then L. Let's see how this works. 2-point question. Keats' ode to this bird begins, John.
Nightingale.
Does not begin John, but it does talk about a nightingale. That fits NHL. Nightingale, my heart aches and a drowsy numbness pains my sense. 4-point question. 4 points in NHL. This is the branch of science that specializes in the kidney. This gene.
Nephrology.
Nephrology has an NHL. Nice work for 4 points. 6-point question, NHL. This is an 11-letter synonym for hell. This is an 11-letter synonym. Melanie.
If I counted correctly, Netherworld.
Netherworld is 11 letters and is correct for 6 points. Nice job with Netherworld and HL. 8-point question, 8 points. Hands on buzzers. This male first name is from the Hebrew for gift of God. John.
Nathaniel.
Nathaniel is a male first name. That's from the Hebrew for gift for God. That is correct for 8 points. And we only have 10 points left here, but 10 points. Our final question, in the final round, is the NHL. It is. John, can you go back on mute for me? Now there's more dramatic pause. 10-point question. This soft white cheese with a French name is similar to cream cheese. Rochelle,
Chateau?
one more time for me.
I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it. It's like Neufchâtel.
Well, we will take it. Rochelle knows her.
Enough.
She knows her cheese.
Enough. Neufchâtel is correct for 10 points. Way to go. Not very many stumpers today. Two great teams. Nobody goes home empty-handed.
That was unbelievable. Well done.
Great game to all players on their team, on your team, not on our team. Great
Great
game.
game.